The reason your bank account is empty isn't because the system is rigged, and it isn't because you aren't working hard enough. You are broke because you are addicted to purchasing stupid things that guarantee you stay poor. Now, before you get defensive and click away because the truth is uncomfortable, I need you to listen closely. I built my entire fortune by grasping one single fundamental principle that creates a massive canyon between the wealthy and everyone else. It is the golden rule of money. Rich people acquire assets. Poor people acquire liabilities, but they trick themselves into believing those liabilities are assets. It is that simple, and it is that brutal. Now, I know exactly what is going through your mind. You're thinking, great, here's another out-of-touch rich guy telling me I'm not allowed to enjoy a cup of coffee. You are wrong. This has absolutely nothing to do with coffee. This is about 5 specific dangerous categories of spending that are systematically dismantling your financial future brick by brick. I am going to deconstruct each one of them for you right now. But before we dive into the list, I need you to make a commitment to yourself. If you are genuinely serious about constructing real wealth, if you are exhausted from the stress of living paycheck to paycheck, and if you want to actually retire with dignity instead of working until you collapse, then smash that subscribe button right now. Join this community. We are building something powerful here, a tribe of individuals who understand that money is a tool for freedom, not a toy for amusement. Let's begin with the first financial trap you need to stop walking into immediately: brand new cars. This topic always triggers people. It makes them angry, but I do not care about your feelings. I care about your math. Purchasing a brand new vehicle is, without a doubt, one of the most foolish financial moves you can possibly make. And I am going to prove it to you with basic arithmetic. The precise second you drive that shiny new car off the dealership lot, it incinerates 20 to 30% of its value. It is gone, vaporized. You literally just set thousands of dollars on fire just for the ego boost of smelling that new car scent. Fast forward 12 months, and you are down 30%. By year 3, you have lost a staggering 50% of the purchase price. You think you are buying a mode of transportation, but you aren't. You are buying depreciation wrapped in sheet metal and leather. But here is the part that truly keeps me up at night. People actually finance these depreciating hunks of metal. They take out predatory loans at 5, 6, or 7% interest to purchase something that is rotting in value faster than a snowman in the Sahara. Think about that. You are paying interest on an asset that is actively losing value. That is financial suicide. And please do not even get me started on the people who lease vehicles. Leasing is the absolute bottom of the barrel. You are essentially renting depreciation, which means when the lease contract expires, you walk away with nothing. Zero equity. You handed the dealership thousands upon thousands of your hard-earned dollars for the privilege of borrowing their property. Congratulations on that strategy. You just made the dealership owner wealthy while ensuring you stayed broke. Now, I can already hear the objections rolling in. But Daniel, I need a reliable car. I have children to transport. I need to get to my job. Of course you do. I am not telling you to walk. I am telling you to buy a 3-year-old certified pre-owned vehicle. Let some other sucker take the massive depreciation hit for you. You get a perfectly reliable machine, often one that is still under the manufacturer's warranty, for literally half the price. That is called being intelligent with your capital. That is how rich people operate. We do not care about impressing the neighbors with a 2026 model. We care about stacking wealth. Do you want to know what I did when I was in the trenches building my first company? I drove a beat-up, rusted old car that barely started in the mornings. Did it bruise my ego? Maybe a little bit. Did it damage my bank account? Not at all. And that is the critical difference. Poor people hemorrhage money to look rich. Rich people deploy money to actually get richer. Which one do you want to be? Because you cannot be both. The car sitting in your driveway says absolutely nothing about your actual wealth. The balance in your investment portfolio tells the only story that matters. Every single dollar you waste on a new car is a dollar that isn't growing in the stock market. It isn't earning you dividends, and it isn't compounding into your freedom fund. This is where people stumble into their first critical error. And unfortunately, it sets the tone for every other disastrous financial decision they make for the rest of their lives. They prioritize the appearance of success over the reality of success. And that brings me directly to the second thing that is keeping you poor, something even more insidious. Because society, your parents, and your friends all tell you it is a smart investment. The second thing you need to stop buying is too much house. Now, I know this is going to upset a lot of people because we have been fed this propaganda for generations that your home is your greatest asset. Wrong. Your home is your massive liability. Let me clarify the definitions for you. An asset puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. Your house, the one you sleep in, extracts money from your wallet every single month without fail. You have the mortgage payment, the property taxes, the insurance premiums, the maintenance costs, the utilities, the landscaping, the unexpected repairs. It is a money pit. And the larger the house, the deeper the pit. But Daniel, you say, real estate always appreciates in value, doesn't it? Go ask the people who bought at the peak in 2007 and watched their home values disintegrate. Go ask the millions of people who are underwater on their mortgages right now. Real estate appreciates sometimes in some markets if you are lucky, but even when the value does go up, you cannot access that equity unless you sell the roof over your head or take out a loan against it, which is just adding more debt to your life. And let me tell you something important about debt. Debt is a lever. It makes rich people richer and poor people poorer. When you borrow money to buy stocks or acquire a cash-flowing business, that is good debt because you are leveraging capital to acquire assets. When you borrow money to buy a mansion you don't need, that is bad debt because you are leveraging to acquire a liability. Here is what destroys people. They stretch themselves to the absolute breaking point to buy the biggest house the bank will possibly allow. The bank approves them for a $500,000 loan, so what do? They go out and buy a $500,000 house. That is insanity. The bank does not care about your financial future or your retirement. The bank wants you in as much debt as humanly possible because that is their business model. They are not your financial advisor. They are your creditor. And creditors want you shackled to them for the next 30 years. That is 3 decades of interest payments flowing directly from your labor into their pockets. Do you realize how much you actually pay for a $500,000 house on a 30-year mortgage? When you factor in the interest, you are looking at over $800,000. You are paying an extra $300,000 just for the privilege of borrowing the money. That isn't building wealth. That is transferring your wealth to the banking system. So here is the strategy you should execute instead. Buy half the house the bank says you can afford. If they approve you for $500,000, you go out and find a $250,000 home. I don't care if it is smaller. I don't care if it lacks the granite countertops or the massive walk-in closets. Buy the shelter you need, not the palace you want. Then take all that extra cash you are saving every month, the money that would have vanished into a giant mortgage, higher taxes, and heating bills, and invest it. Dump it into the stock market. Build a diversified portfolio, buy dividend-paying stocks. Let that money work for you instead of working for the bank manager. This is the secret that wealthy people internalize. We live below our means. Look at Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest human beings to ever walk the earth. He still lives in the exact same modest house he bought decades ago for $31,000. Why? Because he understands the math. He knows that every dollar tied up in an unnecessarily large house is a dollar that cannot compound in his investment portfolio. That is called opportunity cost. And opportunity cost is the silent killer of wealth. Before we move on to the next wealth killer, if you are finding value in this reality check, I want you to pause and hit the like button. It helps get this message out to more people who need to wake up. The third thing that is keeping you poor, and this one is going to sting because it's a daily habit, is eating out all the time. I am talking about the restaurants, the takeout, the overpriced coffee shops, and the food delivery apps. You are hemorrhaging cash on food, and you don't even realize the magnitude of the bleed. Let me hit you with some cold, hard numbers. The average American spends over $3,000 a year eating out. $3,000. Do you have any idea what $3,000 invested every single year for 30 years turns into at a modest 10% return? It becomes over $500,000. You are trading $500,000 of retirement dignity for convenience and fancy meals that you will forget you even ate in 24 hours. But the reality is worse than that because most people aren't just spending $3,000. They are spending $5,000, $6,000, or even $7,000 a year. It starts with the morning latte, then the lunch with colleagues, then the dinner because you are too tired to cook, then the weekend brunches and the date nights. It accumulates faster than you can imagine. And here is the part that truly bothers me. People look me in the eye and tell me they don't have any money to invest, and then I watch them drop $15 on a salad for lunch. You have the money. You are just choosing to spend it on things that disappear instantly instead of things that grow exponentially. Now, I am not telling you to never step foot in a restaurant again. I am saying you need to be strategic. Cook at home the vast majority of the time. Meal prep on Sundays so you are ready for the week. Pack your lunch. Brew your coffee in your own kitchen. These are not sacrifices. These are intelligent financial decisions. And when you do decide to eat out, make it a special occasion. Make it count. Do not waste your capital on mediocre chain restaurants just because you are too lazy to turn on the stove. That isn't living well. That is being financially irresponsible. Rich people understand the value of a dollar. Poor people think small expenses don't matter. But small expenses metastasize into massive expenses over time, and massive expenses destroy wealth. The fourth thing that is destroying your financial future is the accumulation of clothes and accessories you do not need. I'm not just talking about the luxury designer handbags and the five-figure watches, although those are absolute wealth killers for anyone trying to build a foundation. I am talking about the constant, nagging need to update your wardrobe every single season, the compulsion to have the latest sneakers, the habit of buying outfits you wear once and then banish to the back of the closet. Your closet is likely a graveyard of bad financial decisions, full of items you bought, wore a handful of times, and now they just sit there gathering dust and taking up space. That isn't a wardrobe. That is a museum of wasted capital. Here is the truth about fashion. Nobody cares what you are wearing nearly as much as you think they do. Nobody is keeping a spreadsheet of whether you wore the same shirt twice in 1 week. And the people who are judging you based on the brand of your clothes, those are shallow people whose opinions should mean absolutely nothing to you anyway. You know what impresses me? A fat investment portfolio, a growing net worth, financial independence. I am not impressed by 1,000 pairs of shoes that will be out of style in 6 months. But this issue goes deeper than just fabric and leather. This is about the mentality of consumption. We live in a society that brainwashes you into believing that buying things will make you happy. A new phone every year, a new outfit for every event, upgrade, update, replace. It is a trap designed to keep you on the hamster wheel of spending and to keep you poor. The fashion industry and the tech industry have built their entire business models on making you feel insecure, making you feel like what you currently have isn't good enough, and you fall for it every single time. Let me tell you what rich people actually do. We buy quality items that last. We wear them until they actually wear out. We do not care about micro trends. We do not care about impressing strangers at the mall. A quality suit, a durable pair of shoes, a reliable watch. Buy once, buy quality, and move on with your life. Your money has better places to be than in some corporation's profit margin because they convinced you that you need their product to feel valuable. You don't. Your value has nothing to do with what you wear and everything to do with what you build. Now we have arrived at the fifth and final thing that is keeping you poor. And in the digital age, this might be the most important one. Subscriptions and memberships you do not use. I'm talking about the gym memberships you haven't swiped in months, the streaming services you forgot you had, the apps that charge you monthly fees, the premium subscriptions for things you could get for free, the digital magazines, the software you don't need. It is like a slow leak in the hull of your ship, dripping away $10 here, $15 there, and you don't even notice the water rising until you actually sit down and audit the damage. I want you to take action right now. Pull out your bank statement or open your banking app. Look at every single recurring charge from the last 30 days. How many of them are you actively using? How many are providing you with real, tangible value? I guarantee you are paying for at least 3 to 5 things you completely forgot about. Cancel them today, not tomorrow, today. This is literally free money you are donating to companies that are betting on your laziness. Do not let them win. But here's the bigger issue. These subscriptions represent a mindset. They represent the idea that you need constant entertainment, constant access, and constant stimulation. You don't. You need to build wealth. You need to invest in your future. Every dollar that goes to a streaming service you watch twice a month is a dollar that is not working for you in the market. It is a dollar that is not compounding. It is a dollar that isn't building your safety net. And when you are 70 years old and you cannot afford to retire, you are going to look back and wish you had canceled that subscription and bought stock instead. So let me bring this all together for you. Stop buying brand new cars. Stop buying too much house. Stop eating out all the time. Stop buying clothes you do not need. Stop paying for subscriptions you do not use. These 5 categories are the difference between being broke and being wealthy. It is not about your salary. I have seen people making $40,000 a year build serious, life-changing wealth because they understood and applied these principles. Conversely, I have seen people making $200,000 a year, living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt because they refuse to learn. The choice is entirely yours. You can keep doing what you are doing and stay exactly where you are, or you can make the hard decisions, cut the waste, and start building real wealth. It is not complicated math. It is just uncomfortable. And most people choose comfort over wealth every single time. Don't be most people. Now, if this video opened your eyes, if you are ready to stop making excuses and start making money, I need you to take action right now. Smash that like button to tell the algorithm that this content matters. Leave a comment below and tell me which of these 5 things you are guilty of. Be honest, we are all learning here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. But don't stop there. Become a member of this channel. When you become a member, you are investing in your financial education. You are joining a community of people who are serious about wealth building. We are going to keep bringing you the truth, the strategies, and the no-nonsense advice that actually works. Money doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your excuses. It only cares about the decisions you make. So make better decisions. Stop buying stupid things. Start building wealth. That is how you win. That is how you get rich. Now get out there and make it happen.